Here at ASB, we decided to do a little training video to show you how we store ribbon in our inside fiber boxes. So we've got several boxes actually. Some are demarcation boxes, some are splice boxes. This just shows you an example, a quick example of some of the different sizes. This is our LFD product line, or commonly called FIDB. But we have a 24, a 48, 72 versions. These are SC UPC. Another version with SC APC, same sizes. We also have a collector version for a little bit different application with more cables coming in, but the same basic layout with our ribbons. And we also have fiber splice boxes, or sometimes called FSTs. So that's actually what we're going to show today. We've got two sizes of this box, an A and a D. So we've got an A version of that box, and this is a ribbon optimized configuration is what we call it, because the way we store ribbons is not in a tray, but actually in the box itself using bin controls and fiber clips. Makes for a very efficient and neat and quick installation. So in this case, we brought our cables into the bottom ports. On the right, we have an incoming signal. Our core tube is transitioned up around the outside, a nice generous bend, and it's attached to the bottom of the bin control here. Same thing with our outgoing cable on the left. It circles around in a mirror image of the other cable around, and it's again secured to the bottom of the bin control. Now, at this point, this is where you take a measurement for the length of fibers. Now, if instead of coming in the bottom ports, you came into the top port, I cut a little piece of cable here just to show how that would look, but this would protrude about this far. So the end of the core tube would pretty much match up with a lower port cable. But basically from this point or this point, you measure your length of ribbon needed according to the instructions, cut those to length, clean them up, and make your splices. So in this case, we've already made our splices, but it's important prior to doing that is make sure you take the twist out of your ribbon. So all the twists have been taken out and our splices have been made. So you can see in this small FSB box, we have 3 cradle adapters. So each cradle, which is what we're showing here, holds 4 ribbons. So that's 48 count, right? So 48 times 3, we've got a 144 count in this box, capacity for ribbon. So here's how we store it. We first take the first cradle, and we want to create some loops in this box. The way we do that is just cross it over. So we got our ribbons crossed, creating our loops, and we're going to click it in. We're going to do the same thing with every cradle that you have. In this case, I'm flipping it to the left, and I click it in. Now, the bottom of the cradle adapter has little clips here that are going to match up with our tabs on our cradle. So basically, we just lower it into place on the bottom, and on the top, we're just going to click it in here, and that holds our cradles in place. So then we're going to take our ribbon loops, which are already kind of twisting in this direction. Remember, step 1, we twisted left. Step 2, we're going to twist right. And it doesn't matter if you go left then right or right then left. It really doesn't matter. So again, we're creating a cross, and we're going to lay our loops over the bin controls. So here are our bin controls at the top. We want to make sure we're under these tabs. So we're just going to put it right under the tab, like that, under all the bin controls. Okay. Then we're going to take all our ribbons on the right side, and we're just going to lay them over and slide them into our fiber clips. First at the top, and then at the bottom. Then we're going to do the left side the same way. Make sure that you have all your ribbons. So we're going to do the same here. Lay it over, slide those in at the bottom. Some of my ribbons have already gone into the clip. That's okay. Make sure they're behind the bin controls, so everything's nice and organized. So now we're going to install 2 tie wraps to ensure that your ribbons stay in place. So we're going to group actually the top ribbons, and we're going to secure them around this point on the bin control. We're not going to include the ribbons below because they're already attached. So we'll just go under like this, Get the tie wrap started. And then we're going to move it up. You can see where to position it here, and all the ribbons are contained. You shouldn't put any pressure on any of the ribbons. So we're really just grouping those into position. Do the same thing on the left. Started. Slide this up. Make sure everything's clear. Tighten it. Then we're going to move the excess tie wrap. Double check everything. Make sure everything's in the loops. And there. You've stored, in this case, 8 ribbons. Of course, you've got 3 more, but that's how quick and easy it is for the ribbon optimized ASP method.